Have you ever heard a noise in your house at night and tried to convince yourself it was just the wind? What if it wasn't? What you're about to hear is a story so chilling, so undeniably real, it became one of the most documented paranormal cases in history. This is the terrifying truth of the Enfield Poltergeist. The year is 1977. In a quiet, ordinary house in Enfield, London, single mother Peggy Hodgson was just trying to get her 4 children to bed. But on this particular August night, sleep would not come easy. Her 2 daughters, Janet, aged 11, and Margaret, 13, screamed from their bedroom. They claimed their beds were shaking violently, moving on their own. Peggy, thinking it was just a childish prank, went to investigate. She found nothing out of the ordinary at first, but then a heavy chest of drawers slid across the floor, blocking the doorway. A sense of dread washed over her. Something was wrong. Something was in their house. Panicked, Peggy called the police. An officer arrived, skeptical, expecting to calm a frightened family. But what he witnessed that night would shake him to his core. He saw a chair levitate from the floor and move across the room with no one touching it. He signed a sworn affidavit, stating he saw it happen. The strange beginnings had just started. Soon, knocking sounds echoed from the walls. Marbles and Lego bricks would fly through the air, and a cold chill followed the family everywhere they went. The house was no longer their home. It belonged to something else. Desperate for help, Peggy contacted the Society for Psychical Research. Investigators Maurice Grass and Guy Lyon Playfair arrived, equipped with cameras and tape recorders, determined to document whatever was happening. They would spend months in that house, recording over 2,000 separate incidents. Furniture overturned, objects were thrown with impossible force, and fires would spontaneously ignite and then extinguish themselves. The phenomena seemed to center around young Janet. She would be thrown out of her bed, levitating midair. And most terrifying of all, she began to speak in a voice that was not her own. A deep, gravelly, and malevolent voice that growled, "This is my house." Through Janae, the entity claimed to be a man named Bill Wilkins, who had died in the house years earlier. The recordings of that voice are bone-chilling. It wasn't a child's prank. It was something ancient and full of rage, speaking through an innocent girl. For over a year, the Hodgson family lived in a state of constant terror. The world watched, divided. Was it a hoax? Or was it proof of life after death? The investigators themselves were conflicted. They had hours of audio, dozens of photos, and witness testimony from neighbors, journalists, and police. Yet, they could never definitively prove what was tormenting the family. They captured evidence of Janet faking some events, which cast doubt on the entire case. But they also documented things that defied every known law of physics. The haunting eventually subsided, leaving the family scarred and the world with an unsolved mystery. To this day, the Enfield Poltergeist remains one of the most debated and terrifying hauntings ever recorded. The family maintains that their ordeal was real. The house still stands in Enfield, a quiet monument to the horror that unfolded within its walls. Some say if you listen closely on a quiet night, you can still hear the echoes of a deep voice, whispering from the shadows. If this story sent a chill down your spine, make sure to subscribe to True Fear for more tales of real horror that will make you question what is really out there in the dark. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and comment with what you think happened in that house. Until next time, stay safe.